From the galaxies up above and the valleys down below, you are now entering a new zone, the eggboy zone, in 3, 2, 1.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Yolking Around episode 11. I am thrilled to be with you guys one more time. As you guys can see, we have a new appearance on the podcast. Our first egg girl, Cruz, and our good old Chandler. Good old Chandler.
Thank you.
In the back, we have beautiful Diana, and we have Deegan. So the double D's are back there. The double D's are back there, just listening to us talk. Last podcast was very, very funny. I thought I think so, but I just want to get right into it. I don't want to deviate because we never get through all of our stories, and hopefully we can get through at least some of them. We have some interesting stuff that we want to share with you guys today, and obviously bringing in the girls give a little more diversity, a little more color. I said it like an Englishman. Color. To the podcast. And Cruz, how are you?
I'm good, doing good. Happy to be here. I've waited a long time for this moment.
I know she was literally one of the first ones that harassed me. She was like, "Yo, when am I gonna be on the podcast, bro? That shit's lit, you know." And
you're like maybe next week, and someone else comes on.
Yeah, 11 podcasts later, here we are.
I'm like, yeah, maybe last on the next one, and I'm like, okay, not this one. Let's go out. I don't want to be here while they're recording.
Yeah, maybe that's why she was blacked out last week. She's like, that was her way of like
coping with the fact that I wasn't on it.
Yeah, exactly. You were just like, you know what, fuck this. Another night, another Friday gone.
Another podcast I'm not in. It's time to drink.
We were actually messing a little bit earlier with ASMR, and Cruz is gonna do a little intro with ASMR. This is, I guess, let me introduce it. This is Cruz eating a Mexican chip. Crunch up and let me have it, Cruz.
Here it is.
Oh, so satisfying. So good. ASMR here in Eggboys and Yolking Around. It's been here. You heard it here first. And now we have Chandler.
Some people were probably really uncomfortable.
Yeah, some people are probably like, what the fuck is going on? What kind of show has this turned on to? See,
they bring a girl on and it gets weird.
What the fuck, girls? I thought it was the Egg Boys, man. What the fuck is going on? How about you, Chan?
It's all gone, bro.
What the fuck? Hand him one of the Mexican chips. Yeah, this is a different type of Mexican chip for Chan.
I didn't know we were doing it for the podcast.
That's exactly what we said right before. We're gonna do ASMR. That's why I literally gave him a whole bunch of fucking little flour wheels.
I got hungry
because I know you're gonna eat them.
Yeah, exactly. And then literally they were finished. I know he's fucking. He might look a little skinny, but he eats for days. This motherfucker can pack down peanut butter and jelly sandwich all day. Literally all fucking day.
When you're broke, tortilla and peanut butter.
Tortilla and peanut butter. Who hasn't? Have you tried that? Tortilla and peanut butter?
Is that real?
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah. Mexicans have a tradition of doing peanut butter, and that's when I got to the States, though. Don't eat your Tostitos, goddammit.
I'm saving some.
Okay.
Tostitos.
They have the peanut butter and tortilla, and then this could be a flour tortilla or a maize. Or a corn flour tortilla, a maize one, and then but in Mexico we did a lot of the butter and salt.
Yes, I have done before.
What I would do is like bread, butter, and sugar on top.
Yep, I've
Sugar?
seen that too.
Yeah.
Cinnamon and sugar.
Yeah, cinnamon.
Cinnamon and sugar.
Dessert.
Oh.
Hold on, I have a question. What kind of peanut butter though?
Oh.
Like crunchy or creamy?
You gotta go with crunch. I'm a crunchy guy.
I like both.
I think
both.
I think my
Crunchy all the way.
crunchy.
I
Yeah.
know smooth. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Fuck yeah. Crunchy.
Yeah. No.
Get out of here,
I
egg
like them
girls.
both.
I've heard of incidents where people eat crunchy peanut butter and then they take a shit and it cuts their asshole. Literally. Like like the peanuts.
Why would you continue to
They
eat
don't-
that?
Because it's so crunchy, man. Have
No.
you ever had that happen?
Never.
I don't know
Not
who
even
told me the
close.
story. I don't know who told me the story, and they told me that they ate peanut butter, and it was the crunchy kind, and
Right
no
on.
cap literally took his shit and cut his butthole.
Someone must not have, chewed well, like you're saying.
Yeah. I mean, it's like corn. I feel like it's one of those things that if you don't chew all the way, it'll go past
Digestive system.
the digestive system, the gastric acid. Is that what it is, or something like that? And it won't go. It won't get dissolved. But anyways, guys, let's see. Let's hear it for Chandler in his ASMR today. Let's see. Here it is.
This message presented by Mexican
Flower wheels. Mexican flower wheels. Oh, about just myself. Oh man.
They're pretty good. Try them.
They're really good. They're one of those chips that are fucking addicting. We have two types of chips today, and we're trying them. We're eating them, and they have turned out to be really addicting. Actually,
Both of them equally addicting.
equally. No, one not better than the other. Deegan tries to make these arguments. tries to get ballsy. Like, no, Deegan, just you're the youngest one here. Sit down, and just enjoy the fucking ride,
Sit down and
okay?
eat your chips.
Sit down and enjoy it, okay? So our first topics, our first topic of the day is gonna be, well, we had a question as guys. I had a question actually. Why do girls have Snapchat Premium? Half of that stuff ends up literally on Pornhub. You can have access to it. Why do you guys think girls do that?
I personally know somebody who has that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they pretty much use it to make money off of it.
So is it
It's
like a subscription that they
it's
do?
like a subscription. Like, if you subscribe to my Snapchat Premium for this many months or a year or whatever, it's
Oh,
like
shit, so
X
you can-
amount of money, and you can see all my stuff.
That's a lot of, if you can subscribe for a whole year of pussy rubbing, that's a lot. That's a lot of
Yeah.
work for her.
Some people I know do it by month, like a monthly fee. And if they don't pay or whatever, then they take them off their Snapchat Premium.
Wait, so do you have to pay in advance or?
Yeah, you pay up front and then you get added onto it, and then you're set for however long your subscription is.
I can't believe that there's guys doing it.
Yeah,
I can.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think guys are paying for this? If they just wait a couple of days, they can find the same video on what's it called, like Pornhub or whatever porn site.
I feel
you
like if
watch.
they pay directly to the girl, they probably feel like they have more of a relationship with her.
Yeah.
It's more personal.
So it's like a sick sort of connection that you try to build with them.
That's what I think.
And the girls play that game, right? They're like,
Oh, yeah.
yes, honey, let's do this.
Basically taking advantage.
Yeah, exactly.
In a way, kind of.
Wow.
They're taking their money, so of course they're gonna be nice and be
Yeah.
oh yeah, of course,
I'll do
send you
that.
this or
Part
whatever.
of the
Yeah.
business. I mean,
Yeah, it's a business,
exactly.
basically.
It's part of the business.
There's this really popular YouTuber who has a premium Snap. She's very open about it.
Wow.
Interesting.
Wow.
She even promotes it on Twitter. She gives little snippets of it.
Yeah, I didn't know. So a friend told me that you could watch porn on Twitter. I didn't even know that they allowed that kind of stuff on Twitter.
Yeah, there's a lot of porn on
Oh
Twitter.
my
I was like, what the fuck?
Not very censored there.
It just kind of depends on who you follow, because there's actual pages that have just straight porn, and some people will just retweet it and stuff. So sometimes it ends up on my timeline, and I'm like, who the fuck? is
You're
retweeting that?
literally you're scrolling around, and then especially if you're in a classroom or something, and then all of a sudden
Be
it's
careful.
like
Literally. And I'm just like, oh my god, I have to turn my brightness down. I'm like, god, Whoever did
Yeah.
that, I gotta read.
Have you ever been caught like opening a video or something like that? Like they sent you, and then straight up it's like two girls or guys or banging. Have you ever had an embarrassing moment like that?
No, personally, no, I haven't.
How about you?
Yeah, because of you guys.
Oh, he blames it on us. Like, I have not sent that shit to you guys. I have not sent.
Well, our one friend that was on the show, Yuri.
Yeah,
I'm almost positive, like 80% sure it was his message.
Yeah,
And
sometimes it's so dangerous to open them up.
Luckily, there wasn't really anyone around. It was like after biology. And I'm like, oh, it's the group chat, right? What are they talking about? And sure enough, it's one of those videos that starts off seeming legit, and then it just says the moaning.
Oh yeah, the
Yeah.
the
like,
loud moaning.
I'm like, crap! Like trying to turn down the volume, you turn off your screen accidentally, and you're like, ah, crap. But
How about you, Diana?
No, never.
she's like, nah, don't check that.
I don't even.
Mute.
So get this, a weird story. The other day, I was walking through Walmart, and I was looking through my messages. This long lost cousin of mine sent me a message on through Messenger, and I opened it because it was like black, and then it was somebody like, it was a girl like doing stuff to herself, like playing with herself in the middle of Walmart. I'm like, I blocked him immediately. I was just like, sorry, bro, like you're not gonna. I don't fucking know you. Don't be sending me this shit. Like, it was
Right.
It was the most awkward thing. Do you guys remember? Do you guys ever messed with chat roulette or Omegle?
I haven't, not Chevrolet, but Omegle, whatever it's called.
Omegle. It always reminds me of like Lego or like omelet.
Omelet, for sure, yeah.
I was a chat roulette guy. Like I messed more with chat roulette than Omegle. Like Omegle for me was just a whole bunch of Turkish men with their dicks out. You know what I mean?
I heard a lot of crazy stories.
It was literally like you'd be scrolling and then I guess you could filter. I remember that you could filter
Yeah.
the cocks, but
That's a sentence.
you could filter
That's
the
a
cocks,
feature.
but as a horny little teenager, I didn't, obviously, because if you block the cocks, you also block the possibility of seeing boobies, right? And I guess I was a temerary guy. Like I was a brave guy. I decided to.
That was a risk reward you took on.
That was a risk I was willing to take on Omegle. Do you guys have any weird stories about that? I actually have one, I believe, but I'll say it here in a little bit. How about you? Do you have any weird stories of Omegle?
Not a lot of weird stories. I just remember like being like middle school, I think, and me and my friends would like stay up super late. And
It's
my
always
parents-
super late, right?
My parents would be
After
like, "Good night,
12,
girls."
yeah, after 12,
Yeah.
like your mind, if you're up in the internet after 12, like you're
Nothing
up for
good
no
is
good.
happening.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nothing's good is fucking happening.
My parents would be like, "Yeah, good night, whatever," and I'm like, "Oh, good night." We like sneak downstairs and get on the computer.
On the
Oh,
living room
yeah.
computer.
On the family computer.
Yeah, exactly. Your dad is like, what the fuck is going on with this computer? Why is it not working again, Cruz?
I'm like, it wasn't me. But
Hotbitches.com. What is this?
he's like, "Oh, Megal," clicks it. He's like, "What the fuck?"
Whoa, are they looking at me? Like, can they see me?
Yeah, we would just get on it and just be random, like just like talk to like random people and be like,
Right.
"Oh, hey," like type, because you can like type to them too.
Yeah, you can like send straight up chats.
Yeah, be like, "Oh, hi, like where you from," or whatever, and stuff like that. And then we would come across like the creepy like guys who were just like laying like this.
A fucking belly. Oh shit. The belly's literally like fucking
Hairy as fuck.
littered.
Yeah,
What the hell
it's just
happened?
like out, everything's out, and then we would be like, "Oh my god!"
Oh my God.
And, like,
I was
click
always-
connects.
I was always too scared to go on the video. I would just only chat with people.
Dude, the video's scary.
I'll just have to hold it, I guess. Sorry, but I don't know what happened to this. If I can just fell off. Oh, there it is. Maybe. Oh, I don't know. Well, I'll just hold it. So how was your story again? No, so yeah, you faced the whole
Yeah, we got the whole
fat guy ordeal.
Yeah,
With
all
the
of it.
bellies. I got to see thousands of them. You know. I got to see a lot of them.
Thousands. Wow. Okay.
How about you, Deanna? Did you ever explore anything like that?
Just not the video. Just would talk to random people. But
So you
always-
did. Mm.
yeah, but I always question the validity of the person that you're talking to because I remember personally I would never disclose anything real. Like I'd use a fake name,
Oh,
fake
yeah,
age,
definitely.
fake location. So
Yeah, yeah,
it's just you talking to people.
Yeah.
But it would eventually always get sexual no matter what.
yeah. I mean, that's 90%
That's when
of
I
it.
would get freaked out and I would just like stop the chat.
I remember
You're
that.
like,
Sorry.
Gotta
go
go
ahead.
by.
Yeah.
I remember that there was a couple videos that went viral off of that were actually pretty funny. People just early trolling on Amigo. I had a story where me, Sergio, and I was learning how to play guitar, and he was teaching me how to play guitar. And so we were at the living room, and it was late at night, but we were just playing guitar for people, right? He was playing guitar, and all of a sudden, like this couple hits us up, and we're having a regular ass conversation, you know, like, hey, how you doing? You guys play music, blah blah blah. And then the girl actually was like, show us your cock. And I was like, what? Yeah, show us your cock. And I was like, okay, we're not here for that, you know. And then yeah, they basically were pretty much down for a internet four-way.
Wow.
Yeah. That's my
What
story.
does Sergio say?
He was like, hey, let's do it.
Hold
It's
on,
already
man.
out.
Don't exit, don't exit.
Yeah, I was like, I was like, I don't know about this, Sergio. What do you mean you don't know about this, man? This is a
Came
great
here.
chance. Nah.
No, he just
We just clicked out of it. We stopped for the night.
for the night.
For the night, tell me.
Yeah, for the
Tomorrow.
night. We'll try again tomorrow. How about you? Have you had any crazy stories from there?
I've never used it. I just know there's this one rapper named High Res that I listen to, and on his Facebook he does like Omegle videos with random people.
Oh,
It's-
like a entertainment type of deal.
Yeah, some people know him and some people don't. And then he just asked, "Oh, can I rap for you?" But he's like really good, and then he like blows them away, and people would just be like, "Oh my gosh, like you're so talented."
Show me your tits. You know.
And he's like, "Oh, you thought it was pretty good? Like, you think I could have like a chance to make this a living?"
Oh, but he's actually.
But he's
like-
already a rapper.
He's already making. I love that. Like he's just trolling them and shit.
Like
Yeah.
going incognito, basically.
Yeah,
Uh,
there's a few people that recognize him and get all excited, but most of them don't.
I don't know. I think I met Drake once actually.
Shut up.
No cap, literally. I don't know if it was fake. I cannot say I can. It was Drake, and he was. It looked like he was in a bus
Where?
on chat roulette.
What?
On chat roulette. I'm not lying. Literally, I was clicking. It was Drake, and I was just like, "Yo, are you Drake?" And he's like, "You guessed it," and I was like. And I was like, "Where are you?" And yeah, I was like, "Where are you?" And he's like, "I'm on tour," and it looked like a tour bus.
Oh, that's rad.
Dude.
So, I mean, I don't know how you would fake that, honestly.
You like saw his face.
Full on Drake, I just remember that story actually. Yeah, full on Drake, and he's like, he went peace. He literally, I still remember, he went peace, and then next week, I think he was looking for girls, but
Or
yeah.
he was just looking to trip people up, like on purpose, like a fun.
Oh
kind
yeah,
of
yeah,
thing.
yeah, totally,
Yeah.
totally, yeah. And this was back when Take Care was out, so it was around 2010.
Oh, a while ago.
Yeah, so it was a while back. It was a
Before
while back.
he was like big time.
I mean, he was pretty
He
big
was
then,
still-
but
yeah.
yeah, that was. I mean, yeah, and like
Now
I said,
he's just another level.
yeah, obviously, yeah, but I could say, yeah, I don't know if it was a fake video, but it was Drake. It was Drake. No lie, that's who it was. Diana was telling me a little bit about Kick. Do you remember Kick, or did you ever use Kick?
I didn't really use it. I was just asking if you guys have used it before because I know people that have used it, and they're like even still talk to people. Like people still use it.
Like they became friends, like actual
Yeah.
friends kind of thing. I know that it was the little I know about Kick was basically like a sexting kind of thing, right? Like
Was that a
Basically.
messaging app where you like didn't have to put your name or something?
It's like WhatsApp, but like different kind of platform,
Like
kind of.
old time version. WhatsApp.
basically, yeah, that's
it was,
what I'm
It was
thinking.
really popular when I was in school, but
Of
I'm
course
not
it
so
was.
much-
I would always hear people like, yo, what's your kick?
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? I have a phone number.
I feel like
don't know what a
I
kick
I feel like the people using Kick were pretty ratchet at some point. You know,
That's
like
that's where the parties were at. I remember that.
I-
Oh, look on Kick.
oh shit. I remember that one of my cousins used to use Kick, and he would I read his messages, and he would pretend to be this hot young girl.
Catfishing.
Catfishing. He was
course.
younger than I was too. He's a young kid, and
What?
I'm like, what are you doing this? And he's like, cause it's fucking hilarious.
People actually make now. You just triggered a memory in me. Like, there's YouTubers that do
Triggered.
that. On, shut up. There's YouTubers that like do that, like for fun. They like make compilations of that. They like trick people.
I remember that. Like, and then there's like some pedophiles on there too.
Yeah,
Like,
unfortunately,
yeah. Like they'll be like, I'm Timmy and I'm 6 years old, and then they'll be talking to someone, and that person will be responsive. And obviously, like if they're older and they get catfished, it turns out they're these fucking 40-year-old guys.
How to Catch a Predator, right?
Yeah.
How to Catch a Predator.
Dateline.
I love that. That show is so addicting. It's so fucking creepy.
I've never seen it.
You
You've
should.
never
You need
seen
to
it?
watch it.
You gotta watch it. I showed it to you,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, I showed it to you. It's literally this guy. I can't remember his name, but he's on a famous. It's like a famous TV show. Dateline.
Dateline. It's called Dateline.
Right? And basically, what they do is they go and they mock these predators through a site, and then they obviously pretend to be this young girl or young boy even, and they have him go to this house, and then some of them drive miles, like hours away. They drive to the house, and then once they get into the house, they get busted by the guy from Dateline.
Yeah, and they use actors, right? Like
Yeah, they use actors. Like at first they'll come in and they say like, oh hey, I'm so and so, you know, and once they want to get close to the
young person.
the young actor or whatever, the other guy surprises them, and
Chris Hansen.
There you go, Chris Hansen, and I think they're still doing that, and he surprises him, and he busted, and he literally reads the messages that has been going on.
They're disgusting.
Wow.
Yeah,
And it's funny how much they deny it, right? Because they go in and they're like, oh no, like I was just joking about that. Like,
yeah, that's that's what they use. They're
And
like,
then-
I'm just joking. I'm like,
and then they're like, oh, do you mind if we look at your bag? And it'll be like dildo, condoms.
Oh, yeah,
And they're
condoms,
like,
yeah.
oh, so what were you gonna do with that? No, that was just
yeah,
that wasn't mine.
yeah.
That's not mine.
It was just for fun or something like that, and
And then he always tells them, you can go. And they walk out. And,
yeah.
And the cops just like are in the bushes.
Just fucks him up. There's some funny ones. Like there's some funny
Yeah.
compilations where like people just scream and like the guy's getting busted. I think I remember one actually that was about this cop that got busted.
Oh shit.
Yeah, this cop got busted talking to kids, and it was crazy. Have you actually? I heard it today here in Colorado. They're trying to change the laws for I think, I don't know if it's just harassment or like something about child harassment or something like that. And a lot of people are very furious about that. Yeah, because I guess I didn't read the article. I didn't have time to read the article, but I'm guessing that they want to be a little more lenient. Like sexual harassment, I think it was. It's somewhere along those
Like
lines.
lenient about what they're allowing to be
Yeah,
done?
yeah. Like, did you guys hear a while back about that they want to make pedophiles like?
Oh, like part of the flag? Is that what you're talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah. That they wanted
like
to
make
make
it like a sexuality
Yeah,
instead of like
yeah,
an illness. Yeah.
yeah. So
Real.
if you're like attracted to kids, they want to make it so that it's like they're treated as normal.
Like as a
Like
gay
it's
person or
okay.
lesbian or
Yeah,
pansexual, basically like that.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't agree at all with that.
No.
That
Me
is,
either.
That's some disturbing shit. That
yeah, no, it's something very, very dangerous to play with.
Yeah. Especially because, like, I have, like, little siblings. So if that was, like, portrayed onto my little brother, like my little sister, I would be like,
Get the fuck at it.
No
Yeah,
way.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
There's no way in hell like this is all right.
Yeah. Did you guys have you guys so I don't know, with me and Deegan we're talking about the sexual bots from Facebook. It's the basically the friend request that you get from like a cute girl, and guys get them all the time, and it's basically like a cute girl that adds you on Facebook. Have you gotten it, Chen?
Yeah, they're so easy to spot. though.
Yeah, I mean it's like
It's like
literally
0 friends, 0 posts.
Oh,
They-
like a fake account.
Yeah, they're
Oh.
fake accounts, right? And then they hit you up, like you add them. Let's say you add them, and then they hit you up, and they'll message you, and it'll be normal, like, "Hey, how you doing?" Blah blah blah, and then all of a sudden, they'll hit you up with like, "Hey, I'm lonely, hit me up." You know, what's this about? And then all of a sudden, like, they're sending you like they're asking you to join their credit card or to plug in your credit card to a line or something like that to get their pictures, or it's just bots trying to get your information.
Yeah.
I know Diana was telling me about these Indian guys.
Oh yeah. So a lot of girls will know what I'm talking about. Where you just get friend requests. They're real people. I'm sure they're real. They're stereotypically Indian, and what they do is, well, they send you a friend request. Well, of course I don't accept, but they send you a message asking for like dirty
Like
pics.
a direct message.
Yeah, and like they get to the point where they pretty much harass you.
Yeah.
Have you gotten that?
There's cause like on my Facebook Messenger, if I'm like not your friend, you can like still message me, but I like have to accept it.
Mm-hmm.
And so one day I was just like looking through it, and I had like a bunch of messages from just like random people, and a few of them were like Indian guys, and they were like, "Oh, hey, like you're so beautiful, like do you want to try this modeling, like I have this studio that you can come to," and like all this stuff, and I'm like, what the fuck? No. Like, no. So
Hop on
like,
that opportunity.
At first I was
Follow
like,
your dreams, girl.
modeling career, maybe. And then I was like, no.
Some of those are sexual trafficking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've heard about that.
exactly.
Oh yeah, they can get
That's a very common one. The
Yeah.
modeling one is so common. I've heard about that one.
Yeah, that happens here where we live actually a lot. That
It does.
happens. Sex trafficking is an actual thing, an actual problem here in GJ. I've heard crazy stories about it, crazy busts as well. It happens closer than you think. This
Oh,
whole
yeah.
this whole sexual trafficking. So they just ask you for modeling pictures, or
Yeah, it was like super, like, that was it. They were just like, yeah, come to this studio, and we'll pay you for this.
was it like
modeling.
actual like address? Did you ever look at an address?
Because I never replied, so I never like got an address or anything. But I just got multiple messages, like in like 1 week. I got like a bunch of these messages. So
Just
I was
like
this is,
harassing
like,
the fuck
super
out of
weird.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I thought it was really weird too, and I was like, okay, well, it doesn't seem legit anyways. So I was like,
Why the
whatever,
fuck
like,
follow
just
the whole
delete it,
thing,
yeah.
right? Yeah, why the fuck
So
follow
I just
it?
ended up deleting it, and then like I kept on getting them, and like, hey, we're really interested. We want you to come model with us, and all this stuff. And I'm like, now it's just starting to get weird. Like you're trying a little
Yeah.
too hard.
Yeah, that's when it starts getting suspicious.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Have you ever had somebody like ask you something like that, some crazy?
Like the modeling thing, I've gotten that, but like in person, like in the
Oh,
mall
shit.
before even.
Really?
Yeah.
It's not the guys that stand in the middle, right? Or,
No. Just like random guys like walking around, not the people in the kiosks or anything.
Hey, you want to try modeling?
They don't even have accents. They're
No,
like,
no, I'm just like being super
I know.
stereotypical. Do you want to try modeling for my agency? I don't know. That doesn't happen to guys, I guess. That doesn't really happen to
No.
guys. I've never been asked.
Can't say it's ever
Yeah, I feel like girls are like a way easier target, especially because like a guy can go up to a girl and be like, "Do you want to model?" And it's like kind of like a norm. But if a guy went up to a guy and was like, "Hey, do you want to model?" The guy would probably be like, "What?" Like
because
no.
modeling is more feminine.
Yeah, modeling is more
in
like
our
a-
society.
But I mean, there's guys that have an ego. I mean,
Of
if you go
course,
up to a
yeah.
guy, they might be like, "Fuck yeah," and then next thing you know, they're getting rammed up the ass. You know, like, or with their organs in a tub,
Yeah.
missing their organs in a tub. Deegan was telling me about this story of this girl that of a situation that happened. Where was it, Deegan? Kaywood?
Glenwood.
Oh, Glenwood. Glenwood. Glenwood is just a Keywood. I'm like I was thinking of Keystone, like the beer. It happened in a town nearby. And why don't you tell us a little bit about it, Deegan?
Pass him the mic.
You could just
You can come here if you want.
yeah, you could just come around. Yeah, there you go.
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, this story. I mean, I just read up a little bit about it, just briefly, but overall, it's just Roaring Fork has a lawsuit against them, pretty much saying that they did not provoke a big incident from becoming even bigger by not stopping this one student from Glenwood High School, senior student, 2 years ago, from harassing this girl. He pretty
So a
much,
guy was harassing her.
yeah,
Okay.
And
Not a student.
a student, yeah,
okay.
student. Yeah, he was a senior at that time.
Okay.
But
Sorry.
either way, she was a junior. She was underclassman, and she brought it up to the board and everything. Went to court with it. He got expelled, and overall, he somehow made it back to school. School accepted him back in just to finish off his year, because it was a senior year. So
Right.
they let him come back in only with the cost of having those whatever classes of
The counseling.
counseling. Yeah, pretty much counseling.
The counseling that you shouldn't be talking to women like
pretty
this
much
kind of
advising
thing.
them that, hey,
Abusive.
well, I mean, here's your punishment, so deal with it. But as weeks went on, he continued harassing, and it got to the point where the whole school was on his side,
What?
and it got to the point where they were starting to ignore her thoughts and her
Her allegations,
her
basically.
allegations, and they started turning it over on her.
Wow.
Like she was the fault. I fucking hate that, dude. That is horrible. Have you ever had something like that happen? Like where, like you're letting someone know your problem, and then they just try to flip it on you, like they're not believing
Victim
you.
blaming almost.
Yeah, exactly. Victim blaming. That happens a lot when it comes to like raping. Like
Sexual assault,
yeah,
for sure.
yeah. Like you always hear the why we're I got raped or whatever, or harassed or whatever it is, and then the cop asks, "Oh, but what were you wearing?" Or something
Like,
like
what
that.
were you doing to make them think
Exactly,
okay?
exactly. It's
Yeah.
always some stupid shit like that. Like, why the fuck does it matter what she was wearing?
They they did a whole exhibit about that here in Junction. I can't remember the organization, but they did it on the university. It was like called "What Were They Wearing?"
Oh
And
fuck.
you'd be amazed because it was just a lot of the times, very typical clothes, right? And jeans, t-shirts, and that was kind of their point in getting at. It doesn't really matter whether, how slutty or how flirty you were trying to look. It can still happen. It was pretty deep.
Yeah, no, it's a big. I mean, it's a problem in society itself. Like, I was actually watching the one of the episodes of Sex Education. Have you guys seen the show?
I haven't seen it, but
We talked about it last
Yeah,
week.
we talked about it last time. I basically went to sleep at 4 a.m. yesterday trying to finish the fucking season. That I literally, it's so fucking good, man.
it's that
It's
good.
so good. Like they talked about a lot of topics that are very common in society nowadays. Fuck, it was just so good. It was just so good. I don't want to ruin it, obviously,
Yeah.
but there was an incident where and this is a spoiler alert for one of the episodes. One of the characters she's riding the bus, and there's a scene where she gets this guy's like starts wanking it, and like
Like on the
literally
bus?
on the bus, and like literally comes on her,
Oh my god.
and nobody does anything about it. Yeah. And then, well, I don't want to say much
Yeah.
more, but yeah, the whole situation, it affects her psychologically
Yeah.
and whatnot. But yeah, definitely a very, it seems they made it seem minuscule, but it was definitely a big thing that happens. I know you were telling me about something about a type of harassment coming from a teacher or something like that.
Oh,
I think it was but it was more on the side of bullying,
it
right?
wasn't. Yeah, exactly. It was more like I didn't really know like the material or like know how to do a certain thing or something like that. And when you're in school and like you have all these people around you, it's like it's kind of hard to like raise your hand and be like, oh, like I need help on this, because you never know, like all the other people, you think all the other people like understand everything, so you feel kind of embarrassed being like, well, I don't get this.
Were you Were you the student that raised their hand and was like, no, fuck this?
Yeah, so pretty much I didn't understand what we were doing. It was in like my calc class. And I was like, I need some help. I raised my hand. I was like, I don't really understand this section. And my teacher pretty much was like, well, we learned that last week, so you should be good at it by now, and we're moving on to the next question. And I was like...
Straight up.
Straight up said that, like, to me in front of everybody.
Belittle you in front of everybody, basically.
And so that made me, like, never, ever want to raise my hand in class again.
That is fucked up.
Yeah, and so after that class, I went, because I had, like, a math, like, lab to, like, work on stuff longer. And I, like, told my math lab teacher what happened, and she was like, what the fuck? Like, that's not okay. Like, he should have at least tried to, like, explain a little bit of it.
Completely unethical coming from a teacher, for sure.
Or even offer, hey, come see me after.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I don't have time for that now in this class, but if
it was just a
if
straight
you need help,
up,
come
like,
see me in my office.
We learned this. You should know it. We're going on.
Yeah.
And even though, like, I still had no idea what we were doing, he went on with the lesson, which it was kind of like a group thing, like, you had to get this part to understand the next part.
And that's how it is in calculus and algebra.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you got to get the pieces before, so it's like a puzzle, right? So you have to, if you don't fucking get that,
you're not going to, like, move
it's going to fuck
forward,
you up. Yeah, no matter what, it's going to fuck you up.
So once that happened, the whole rest of the class, I just pretty much didn't pay attention, because I was like, I don't know what the fuck is going on, so I'm not going to, like, even try. And then in my math lab teacher, like, explained it more and more to me. And then I ended up, like, dropping that class and getting a different teacher. And that was, like, probably the best thing I could have done, because then that teacher, like, never talked to me again, and, like, would always, like, stare at me in the hallways. And
what
I was
a
like,
dick.
Okay, like, what did I even do to you? Like, I was asking for help, and you didn't help me, so I, like, looked elsewhere for help.
Yeah,
he literally was not doing his job.
Yeah.
As a teacher.
Was he a high school? Was this in high school?
Yeah, this was like my senior year of high school.
Holy fuck, man.
Yeah, and like ever since then, because I've like never liked math, but I was like trying to give it a chance and like kind of try to be good at it. But then once that happened, I was like, yeah, fuck math. I hate this fucking
fuck
class.
this math. It's like whenever you're trying to get like someone that you're like, he's cute but not like, you're not super into him, but you know he's cute and sweet, you're like, all right, I'll give it a chance, and then he turns out to be the biggest dick,
and you're like, yeah, whatever.
fuck this.
That's a good example of like how a teacher can really fuck up a subject for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because I remember in like middle school, this is not related to math at all, but I was in music because it was required for like 2 years of your middle school to play an instrument. In 6th grade was fine. I played the violin. I was in orchestra. And I had, like, the best orchestra teacher ever. Like, I loved going there. That was, like, my favorite part of my day. And then she left, and I had a new one for 7th grade, and she was a bitch. Like, she fucking ruined that class for me. And, like, after that, I stopped playing the instrument. So I was like, fuck that teacher. Like, she ruined it for me. She ruined something that could have been cool.
Yeah.
The same way for you. She ruined... Or I don't know, ruined math for you, pretty much.
Yeah, and it kind of sucked, but at the same time, like, there's really shitty teachers like he was. But then when I went to my junior college, my freshman year, I had, like, the best math teacher ever. And her name is Miss Curl. And she's
shout out to Miss Curl.
Yeah, shout out Miss Curl if you ever see this. I hope you remember
It's like,
me.
where the fuck did you end up, Cruz?
Like,
who are these
fucking
people?
podcast.
What the fuck are you talking about? Omegle? What the fuck are you talking?
Sorry.
Hashtag sorry.
But yeah, she was like the best math teacher ever. She like genuinely like cared to like help you if you didn't understand. So once I had her, I was like, all right, I kind of like math again.
Yeah,
and, like,
because you build that confidence, right? You build that
exactly.
confidence.
And like, there was one point when I like let this guy next to me like copy off my math homework, and he was like, yeah, let me copy or whatever. And she was like, if you ever let him copy your smart brain again, she was like, I will give you a consequence. And I was like, okay.
I'll give you a consequence. That's very.
So sorry.
Okay, do you know what a consequence is? Do you want
singular
one?
consequence.
I'm gonna give you one consequence.
It's
gonna burn.
But she was a really good teacher. She made up for the bad teacher.
I had a similar story actually, because I was when I was learning algebra, there was a point in my life where I didn't I never got how to do fractions. So the fraction segment in math got fucking skipped. So I never actually learned that aspect. And after that, you can handle basically whole numbers, but then as to make it harder, obviously these problems start getting into fractions, right? So I never understood the concept of fractions. Literally failed one of my college classes, algebra classes. Then I had an awesome teacher, literally awesome teacher, Miss Henson, and it was the same thing. She taught me how to do fractions. She had the time, and I don't know if it had something to do with my brain just being more into it, more active.
Yeah.
And
Like
being
you
able to
wanted to learn
yeah,
it.
exactly, like being able to wrap my head around. And it turns out that after I learned fractions from her, I was really good at math. Like I was not
It just
bad.
took like that one thing.
Exactly.
For it to, like,
That fucking bridge got sealed, and I was able to fucking be good at it. Just be good at it. And because of my major, it's not math, but I actually wanted to continue into calculus, pre-calc. Were you always good at math, Chan?
He's
I-
like, yeah, not to brag.
Or were you good at math? Not always good, but that's a stupid question. Were you good at math?
I never liked math, and for such, for that reason, I believe I had to work a little bit extra,
Same.
and I definitely was a quick learner. So I did well, although I did not like the subject at all. It was just something that wasn't interested. And for my major, I only had to take a statistics class, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm glad I didn't have to take statistics.
And then-
I
Fuck
took
statistics.
I liked my stats
I
class.
liked my stats class too. I think it was part of the teacher.
Same.
too.
I had a really good teacher.
Yeah.
It's
Really?
useful, but the day I was done, I was like, thank you, God. Like, never
Yeah,
again.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy how like statistics is like an everyday thing, like in the real world.
Oh yeah, it's
I
totally
just
something
watched-
useful every day.
Yeah, I just watched the movie 21.
Great movie.
Yeah,
Great movie.
Awesome.
yeah.
About
Really
counting
good.
cards? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I was never really into like all the statistics about it, and like I go to Vegas a lot, so
Oh
I
shit.
like
Watch out, Chris. She's going to start counting
I'm trying
cards.
to I'm trying to hit
Trying to make a big
the
buck.
jackpot.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
Fuck up the jackpot.
wow, that's pretty interesting. I would never do it because I don't have the brain to do that. But if I ever met somebody who did, I would love to watch it like in person and just be like, see how they do it and like.
And it'd be
how-
hard to watch it
yeah.
even because you think they're just playing a game and everything's like fucking happening in their head.
Exactly.
Like equations. And
Yeah.
I guess once you learn it, I mean, if you know how to really do probability, I guess it's not that hard. It's
Yeah.
really, it's like just,
And it's crazy how like the people. I don't know if you guys have seen the movie.
I have.
But how the guys who like the security people who are like watching him like
Yeah.
count cards and stuff, he's like, how do you know he's doing that? And the
Yeah.
guy's like, because I know how to count cards, like all thug.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it takes one to know one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, how else are you going to
Like,
be
how
able to
else
do
would
it?
you catch him? Yeah.
And you have to give a straight face the whole time. You can't be like, oh, here, let me write that out. Like, okay.
Or like even get happy like after you know you got the count. He's like, oh, I got it. Like, no, you just gotta be chill.
Yeah, it's a mind game for sure.
Yeah.
It's a mind game. I was watching Catch Me If You Can. I recommend that movie as well. It's with Leonardo DiCaprio and Tom Hanks. I finished it the other day because I left it halfway and then I finished it. Amazing movie, guys. If you guys haven't seen it, it's about this guy that early in the 1950s, late 60s. Sorry, that didn't make any sense. late 50s, early 60s. This 18, 17-year-old boy starts counterfeiting checks, learns how to counterfeit checks, and basically becomes a millionaire. So Tom Hanks is a detective and starts following him and doing this chase, and hence the title "Catch Me If You Can." It's a very good movie if you guys haven't seen it. But going back to the topic, Diana, have you ever had some teacher harass you in any way, shape, or form?
No. Luckily, no.
I know last year you had a teacher that was very mean. Not mean, but she was kind of like distraught. Is that a good way to put it?
Kind of. She just kind of put things onto us that had nothing to do with us. If that makes sense. I don't want to go into much detail, but it was not an enjoyable experience.
Yeah.
I'll put it at that.
Yeah, there's teachers. I know that Yuri has had a couple experiences with the whole teachers being dicks, and another friend actually has told me about it. Moving on. Well, I guess we should start getting into some stories. I don't know if you guys heard about this. I think I sent it to you guys. It's about a dog that gave birth to puppies, and I think it was like 6 or 7 puppies that the dog gave birth to, and one of them was lime green. Yeah,
What?
literally, they called him Hulk because
like that green.
yeah, literally, like a highlighter green, like a tennis ball green. They described it as soon as like they were watching the puppies come out one by one, right? And then the last puppy was fucking green, so it looked like a little tennis ball. And then they were weirded out, and then they found out that it was, because they didn't know what it was at first, and then they found out that it was a puppy. And they looked at it, and yeah, he was green.
What?
Doctors say that it's because of the some stomach chemical that the mother had in her system. That's probably what made it green.
Like a toxic chemical?
I don't know if it was a toxic chemical. I guess I don't think it was, because I mean the puppy was just fine. They say that as he bathes and all that, he basically will turn into the normal color.
It'll
Wear
away.
off.
Wash away. Yeah, it's just like a really intense dye right now. But it was a cute story. It was they called him Hulk because of that. Even though I mean, I don't know if the yeah, I don't know if he'll remain green or whatever. But if he doesn't, well, it's a good first story.
Yeah.
Chan, do you have any stories for us today?
Yeah, I got one I would like to share.
Bring it.
As I knock down the water. So it's about, I'm sure everyone is aware of Uber and Lyft, rideshare apps.
Yes.
And so for Uber, at least, you have to be above 18 to use it. I'm not positive on Lyft, but I'd assume it's the same. So there's a couple apps that I recently heard about called, I think one's called Zum, Hop, Skip, Drive, and Kango. And they're basically rideshare apps for minors.
Oh,
And all 3 of these apps started in the Bay Area. And
the forward-thinking area,
right, Silicon Valley.
Silicon Valley.
And the idea is that you would have a professional caregiver be the driver and go through a bunch of background checks, and it would help people that are working and can't leave their job either in the morning to go drop off their kid or after school, whatever that be. But I hear these rides are expensive, like upwards of $20 or so, like just the starting rate, and then they go per mile.
Oh, what?
So it starts adding up real
So like
quick.
kind of like a taxi per se.
In a way, it's like Uber
Taxi for minors.
for
Yeah.
kids, and it really made me think, would you allow your kid to ride unaccompanied just with a stranger? He has reviews, or she has reviews. It just, I don't know if I would, personally.
What? I mean, fuck. I mean, you would think that. Do you think that most of the drivers are girls? I would assume that most drivers are girls, right?
Why would you say
I
that?
have no idea.
I don't know. I mean, I
So-
feel like because there's a negative connotation on guys. I feel like you don't hear guy babysitters.
Yeah, I was gonna say a lot of like caregivers and like
They tend to be girls, yeah.
babysitters or whatever are females.
Yeah, and I
It
mean,
would make sense in that.
yeah, you don't. I haven't heard of like guy babysitters, and I've seen babysitter ads where it literally like says, "Girl," like it's just guys. So I mean, girls. I don't know if they would trust guys. So
Yeah.
I don't know how forward thinking this is.
I mean, I think about that, I personally wouldn't want my kids or like little siblings to like
Ride with
ride
just
with
anybody,
somebody that
really.
you don't know at all. Like you just know their name and their picture from the app, maybe. But I think the fact that like the pricing is so high kind of gives it a little bit of like security, because it's like, okay, well, we're paying like way more for them to be like safer.
Right. It's way more expensive than Uber.
Yeah.
For sure.
I guess it's kind of like, it could. I mean, not right now. I don't see it right now, but in a way, it could end up replacing buses, right? Bus systems in a way, like just kind of how Uber can replace taxis, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
What do you
Maybe.
think?
They give them a lot of competition.
I don't think it's something that will happen in near future per se, but I definitely think that it could lead maybe towards that. I know Cruz had a couple questions where girls asked the egg boys, and basically what this segment is just a girl is gonna ask something to us, and we're gonna try to answer to the best of our capacities, which I don't have a lot of faith in, but
You got this.
Alright, do your best.
but go ahead. What's your question, Chica?
Okay, so I do have a few. I'll just ask this one first. So if a guy, me and Diana kind of like collabed on this. If a guy if you like a girl, then why do you never why do you never initiate hanging out? Like, I feel like a lot of the times it's always the girl being like, hey, do you want to do something? Or like, do you want me to come over and watch a movie? Or do you want to go get dinner or something? And the guy's just like, yeah, if you want.
Sure.
Or like, sure. But it's never the guy being like, hey, I want you to come over and like I'll make dinner, or like I want you to come over and we can chill and like listen to music or something. It's all, I find a lot of times that the girl is always trying to make the plans.
The initiator
And
kind
then
of
when
thing.
they do make the plans, the guy's always like, yeah, whatever, if you want. Like,
Yeah, it's like
why?
weird. It makes you not feel like
Very-
wanted.
Yeah, it makes you
Indirect.
feel like, okay, well, do they want me to come
Yeah.
over?
Or
Or like, is it just because I asked?
Or it
We're
makes
just
me
being
even feel
nice?
like I annoy them or something.
Yeah,
Or I'm bothering
exactly.
them. If they're like, yeah, sure, whatever you want.
What do you think, Jen?
Oh, pass? Okay.
No, I have my answer. But what do you think? Because I guess for me it feels like it's both ways. Honestly, like I feel like girls could do that as well.
Well, I'll start by saying guys don't always pick up the signs right away.
We're pretty fucking stupid sometimes.
So sometimes we do need it to be very flat in front of our face. Like, hey, I enjoy hanging out with you.
Hey, I want
Maybe
hang
we could do
out.
that sometime.
Yeah.
Which it shouldn't always. And the other thing is very stereotypical for the guy to initiate. Some guys still are like, well, I'm not really sure if she's interested. So there's a fear of rejection if you initiate,
I can see that, yeah.
because you're like putting yourself out there. So I think that's a big part of it. And also people don't want to commit. So they don't want to be like, well, I'm interested right now, because possibly they're talking with someone else. Hopefully not. Don't advise that.
Yeah, I mean that's where I was going at. Maybe there is a legit lack of interest, because I feel like if a guy really wants to hang out, and this is one side of the coin, not necessarily. I'm not saying that this is the answer to your question per se, but this could be a part of it, and it's just like the guy it's just either super oblivious to the whole situation, because I mean, as guys sometimes we just assume that the girl wants, obviously we assume that the girl wants to come hang out, you know what I mean? So when they ask, it's like, yeah, of course, like, sure, let's hang out. But I don't know, it's kind of a weird situation. Like, we don't want to like sound pushy in a way, so
You don't want to sound needy.
yeah, we don't want to sound needy, so we're just
But
like,
then the girl feels needy though. If you
Exactly.
reply with sure or anything like that, the girl
In
feels
a way,
like,
we would more like
Gotcha.
it if the guy was like,
of course,
yeah, I
Of
want to
course,
hang
yeah,
out with you. I
like,
want
exclamation mark
Yeah,
and like
exactly.
winky
Like,
emoji
I
or
was
something like
waiting
that.
for you to ask, or like something
Yeah.
like that.
So be more
something that
direct.
shows a
Okay.
mutual emotion.
Yeah, a
Oh.
mutual like feeling that you guys both
Yes.
want to like get together and like hang out.
Do you find this happening like early in the relationship or later in a relationship, or just it doesn't matter?
There actually was a time where I was
Here we
like
go.
Snapchatting Ryan, and I was like,
Just putting my brother on blast right now.
Her boyfriend.
I was like, he like had just got off work or something, and I was like, he's like, yeah, what are you doing? And I was like, oh, just waiting for you to ask me to come over. He was like,
Dang, I wish I could say that. I can't say that.
He was like, yeah, I mean, come over. And I was like, are you sure? And he's like, yeah, we can like watch a movie or something. And I was like, okay, cool, on my way. And I came over.
I guess there is some charm in being that blunt, you know, especially for a guy, because it takes us off the. I mean, it takes you off.
I mean, you're like, okay, she's interested.
Right, yeah.
She definitely wants to hang out.
There was
So.
definitely no doubt.
Don't
that
have
I,
to fear the
wasn't
rejection
interested.
at all. Like,
Yeah.
that dissipated.
Yeah, I mean, if someone was that blunt, I mean, heck yeah. You know?
And like he even told me like later on, he was like, yeah, I can't believe you said that. Like,
Yeah.
I
Call
was
me
like,
out.
sorry.
I guess it's just kind of like a lot of the guys get involved in just this game, you know, like they get so caught up in the game, I guess, in the stupid games, which they're shooting, you know, but it's a lot of just lack of understanding the other person and how they
there's
feel.
a lot of like with like relationships or whatever.
Deegan is like giving me the ball sign. We're just like balls.
I caught it. I didn't know what it was, but there's also like a lack of communication.
We fucking suck. Oh well,
in,
that.
like, our generation.
Yeah, no, we fucking suck. We think sure for us, in between the lines means like, yeah, fuck yeah, let's go,
like,
let's do it. When I don't know,
a guy could be like, I'll be like, hey, like, do you want to hang out? And the guy could text like, sure, and they mean like, yeah, sure, like totally.
Like they,
and then we would read it like, sure.
Sure.
We're like,
I feel
what
like
the
that's exactly what happens most of the time.
Yeah.
It just gets misinterpreted.
I mean, no tone
I
of
mean,
voice.
to me,
no tone of
to
voice.
me, sure means like, oh, well, I have nothing better to do. Honestly, that's how I take it.
Dang.
I mean,
Maybe it's the
not
see,
say
the
sure.
thing is, like, I know if Deegan was to be asked that, like, he's the type of guy that would say sure, but he actually wants to hang out, you know. But
Right.
it's just like we're just so dry, so we're lame. We can be lame, I guess.
Yeah,
we're
boys
just
are lame.
we can be lame. Yeah, straight up, we can be lame. And but this is the thing: once you hang out, it's the blast, right?
Yeah,
exactly. So
it's like the texting part and like the talking like over the phone is like super lame.
Yeah.
But then when you're together, it's like, oh, this is like the
it
best
was
time
the best
ever.
time. Yeah, and see that's why it could be a lot of things, you know, because I sometimes don't like. And I know that an emoji could change everything, you know, like just sending an emoji.
Honestly, it really can.
And I try to work on that myself, but I fucking, like, I forget. Like, I'm just fucking quick answering, you know. And I know Chan is better at this because you actually, like, will wait and send a good text, right? I'm just
I would
like,
prefer that.
Yeah, me too.
I always prefer if I'm working or in the moment to respond later, because I feel like even though I'm not getting back to you in 5 minutes, at least I can give you a full response where I'm like fully reading your thing and thinking and processing instead of just going, yeah, okay, sounds good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the girl appreciates that like way more.
that's why Chan is it's a catch. He's a catch.
The psych major.
I try.
Yeah, I find myself just fucking. The other day, I caught myself not answering the second question. Like,
Yes,
I know,
and
That
that
is
was
the
what I
thing.
wanted to ask. Why do guys, when girls send a text, okay, you say a question, or you can just be randomly talking. You say one thing, and then you have a question, and then the guy only replies to one thing. Why do you guys do that? That doesn't make
There's
sense
like
to me.
there's like multiple things you can reply to
Uh-huh.
or should reply to,
All of the above.
but they pick like one thing out of the whole paragraph.
and it's like that one that you don't fucking care
Yeah,
about.
exactly, like the
I know what
least
you're
thing.
Yeah, and
they're
it
like,
literally happened
oh
the other
yeah,
day.
I had a pretty good day. And we're like, okay, but I just asked you, like, what time you want me to come over? Like, what should I wear? Like, all this shit. I had a good day.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I think it has to do a little bit with laziness in a way.
Wow.
A little bit of laziness, because it's a whole lot of factors now that I think about it. So it's a little bit of laziness, you know, like, because if we pick the question that is more meaningful, we're like, oh fuck, I have to type this out. Why can't I just tell her? You know what I mean? And that's why, honestly, voice messages are very good. That's why
Like,
I
there are.
agree. I agree.
Yeah, that's why voice messages are very good. And maybe that's where we need to head. You know, stop this texting bullshit and actually like do text messages through
Like
through our.
through
That's how they're doing it in Mexico.
Exactly, and
In Europe,
because
too.
probably
Yeah, Europe.
toxic shit is just up the chains over there. I'm assuming. Yeah, it's just better to respond with a message. I think. Now that would be my solution to that, because sometimes we just don't want to text the whole shit.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I think a lot of people can agree that they would rather like FaceTime
Correct.
than like text each other, or
Yeah.
like you said, voice message, then like type it all out. It just takes like less effort to talk into your phone than it does to like look and be typing.
Yeah, I feel like maybe that's what it is. Maybe texting is just kind of dying out, and maybe we're just need to move forward to what's next. You know, what's easier, and obviously with the new phones that we have, if you're saying something, it's unless it's fuck instead of duck or duck instead of fuck. You know,
Yeah.
like it'll get most of the message. So I don't know if. Maybe that's what the solution to it would be, you know. I just because I just forget. Honestly.
But it's right in front of you. How
So
can
so do you
forget?
ask the question again, or do you just leave it?
I
Oh,
was
I
like,
asked
well,
again.
this is what happened. I asked
Okay.
him a question, then I said something else. He replied to one thing.
Yes.
I was like, "Did you see my second text?" He said, "No, LOL."
Interesting response.
He's
I wonder
like,
who that
"What? You
was.
sent a second text?"
Yeah. So
I know, because I've met people that have been a little more direct. That definitely, like, if I don't answer it, they will re-ask the question. I'm like, oh shit.
Hey, you
Sometimes I
fuck
always
shit.
I always put the little like pointing arrows up, and I'm like you know.
Oh, that's what that means.
I thought that was the middle finger.
I'm like, what is she trying to do? Did she send me an emoji and I'm just not getting it? Like,
I always
Just
put
hit the
like
X's.
the little things. I don't know what they're called. They're like you know what I mean. Those
yeah. The carrots. They're
Yeah, the
carrots. They're
carrots.
carrots.
Yeah.
I
Come
always
on,
put
we
that.
talked about
Come on,
math
man.
earlier.
I always put that, and I'm like, I know you read it. Like obviously you read it, so toot toot, read it again.
So does my brother do that as well?
Sometimes.
Yeah. It's just something that goes. Is that the only question you guys had?
I mean, we have a bunch more probably, but it's getting pretty long.
yeah.
Okay, so we're already at an hour, so we need to wrap this thing up, guys. Cruz, what do you think? Did you enjoy this?
Yeah,
as
I
the first
did.
time?
If you would ever like to have me back,
Yeah.
Yes,
I'll do
senpai.
The
I'll
female
do all the
perspective.
Actually
ASMR.
battles.
If we get 3 likes, we'll have you back.
You guys better like this.
I don't know.
shit.
I see people watching this shit. Guys, just hit the fucking like and the bell notification. Actually, talking about likes and all that shit. It's not a lot. It's a humble number, but it's we reached 50 subscribers today. So
Cheers to
we're
that.
actually cheers to that. So I mean, it's something. It's crazy how it's just starting to become a thing
That's
little
how
by
it all
little.
starts, though.
Yeah,
You start
yeah.
at like 5 or like 6 people,
Yeah.
and you think that's a lot, and then you're like, oh my god, we have like 6 people watching, and then you like gain up to like 30, but like 50 is like a pretty
That's
good
solid.
amount
That's
of
awesome.
Yeah, that's a pretty good number.
And to finish this up, we have the last section, What's Your Bop? Where we introduce music that has been in our heads and we'll be bopping to all week. Cruz, tell us what's your bop?
So I had 2 this week that I kind of shuffled back and forth. They're actually pretty different genres.
That's
from
good.
each
That's
other.
exactly what we want. Yeah.
Yeah. So the first one, it's called "Still Don't Know My Name" by Labyrinth.
Labyrinth.
And
okay.
I actually heard it off of the show Euphoria.
Oh,
I don't know
shit.
if you guys have seen that.
I haven't. No, I have not.
I think I was telling you about it a while ago, but it's on HBO now. You have to like get a membership or whatever. I did the 7-day free trial. I binged that show, but I got it off of that show, and I don't know. It's just like it's like a very dramatic song. It's like kind of like a sad song, I guess. But I vibe to it.
It gets your feels.
Yeah, I like it. And then
Nice.
the other one is Better Not by Lewis the Child.
Plus
That
one.
one, yeah, that one's just like a good vibing song. Like it brings a lot of good memories, like to my mind too, because I just like remember like all of us chilling or like
Hanging out and shit.
decadence, like we saw Lewis the Child, so it's a good one.
How about you, Chen? What's your bop?
My bop is Los Héroes del Sábado, the Heroes of Saturday, and it's by La Moda, which is a Spanish band, and the song talks a lot about not forgetting about your roots, where you come from.
Like a cultural kind of song.
In a way, I mean, it's alternative rock song, but it's kind of focused on wherever you end up in life, remember where you came from. And there's one line that says, you know, there's people that can just change the world with just a look, like just a glance. And I don't know, that line hits me a lot. So I like that song. And I heard it a long time ago, but I heard it again recently, and I was like, I forgot how good this song was.
Yeah, I
Start
know.
playing it.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Is that the only one?
Just that one for today.
Okay. How about you guys? Do you guys have a What's Your Bop? Let's see what Deegan has. Deegan has Empire by Watermat.
At first I said Walmart.
Walmart. The latest. I actually got a good song off of Walmart the other day. No lie. I was like, what the fuck is this song? I was like buying.
Shazam.
Yeah, I was just. Yeah, I Shazam the fuck out of it on Snapchat. I was just like,
That
I hope I
happened
get
to
it.
me too, yeah. Not
my
in
drink is
Walmart.
up. Has it been here all day? God damn it. That's weird. I don't know where my notes went. I had my songs. Are they back there? I know I had. Oh, there you go. Can you hand me that, Deegan? I'll let you guys know what's my bop. My bop is, and there's two different genres, and then one is Electronic Memories by Mickey Kijak. It's a good song, guys. A good song for vibing and working out. And then I have a Spanish song called Me Gustas Tú by Mano Chao.
That's a good one.
They're a reggae band. And it's just a good fucking vibe. And if you want to learn some Spanish, it's
That
good
was one
for
of
you.
the first Spanish songs I listened to.
Yeah, it's a great song.
Learn how to say me gusta a million
Yeah,
times.
me gusta. The verbs.
That's nice.
The me gusta verbs.
Conjugation.
Cruz, I don't know. We normally say our social media
Can
at
I
the
say
end.
my bop?
Oh, yeah. Well, I asked. No,
You didn't. You said to Deegan.
no,
then you
to
went,
you
"Okay."
guys. Do you guys, I said. All right.
Share.
Say
What's your
Okay.
What's your bop?
Mine is called Sugar by the Hales, and it's like an alternative rock song-ish. I really like bopping to it in the morning. I work early mornings, and like it just pumps me up.
Right.
Like,
it's
I
a good
love
vibe.
songs like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like it's a burst of energy you need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Besides cocaine, you know.
Hey. Besides coffee, maybe.
Yeah, coffee, caffeine.
Caffeine. Nicotine.
Do you want to say your social media?
My Snapchat is Cruz Mestis. If you don't know how to spell that.
I'll
Good
put
luck.
it. I'll put it in the
That's
description.
okay.
Too bad.
And honestly, don't know my I'm really bad at this, so
Okay, well.
just add my Snap.
Yeah, there you go. How about you, Chan?
I'm the opposite. No Snapchat, but Instagram.
Diversity.
Chan's Jams. Both of these.
Hands down.
How about you?
Mine's also on Insta. It's Diana X Gutierrez or DIANAX GUTIERREZ.
Okay, and
Muy bien.
my Snapchat is dmay92, and I'm on Instagram as DerekMayo92. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in today. I hope you guys had fun. Thank you guys for watching. Hit the like and subscribe. And with that being said, see you next time.